All right, welcome back. Let's go straight to Washington now. Our man, Sonny Young, is waiting, is eager to talk to us. Hello, Sonny. Feels so good to see you. And let me just start you off with basketball. Cleveland Cavaliers, a lot of people already putting them in the coffin and nailing it. But correct me if I'm wrong, they were in this situation last year.
Well, hello, Yemi.
Yep.
Great to be back on Sports Tonight. I like the way you said that. They're in the coffin and that nail is about ready to be hammered in. The one difference compared to last year, Yemi, is Golden State didn't have Kevin Durant on the team last year, and he has been fantastic through the first 3 games of the NBA Finals. My feeling at this stage, based on history, no team has ever come back from a 3-games-to-none deficit in the NBA Finals to win the trophy. I think it's Golden State now all the way. I can see Cleveland maybe salvaging a little pride on Friday night, maybe winning Game 4, but I don't see this series going more than 5 games. After Game 3, Cleveland superstar LeBron James said that he's never faced a team with such firepower, and he used that word firepower twice to describe the Warriors. And just as a reminder to all the basketball fans all across Nigeria, Golden State has 4 players in their starting lineup who made the NBA All-Star team this year. Kevin Durant, Stephen Curry, Draymond Green, and Klay Thompson. So, they have a lot of weapons, Yemi.
All right, that comment from LeBron, does it signal or does it show that, the Cleveland Cavaliers has given up?
I don't know that they've given up, Yemi, but I do think that loss in Game 3 very much deflated them. LeBron, in his post-game comments, said, they made winning plays, but they didn't make enough winning plays. I think the fact that they lost the lead with about 3 minutes to go, they had a 6-point lead in Game 3, and then they didn't score anymore. Golden State scored 11 consecutive points to end the game, and I think that's going to carry over to Game 4. I can't see Cleveland winning at this stage, Yemi.
All right, let me just ask you a funny question. A lot of people have said this. You're talking about the Golden State Warriors having 4 players that made the All-Star team. Are we now going to be seeing NBA teams that have rosters full of mega stars? Or should I even say, is this sustainable?
Great question, Yemi. Golden State was in position last offseason to acquire Kevin Durant. A lot of these teams are hindered by their payrolls. Golden State's in a unique situation. I think LeBron, should he lose, more than likely will lose this series. LeBron, might want to acquire. I won't say he runs Cleveland, but he's got a lot of sway. He might want to try to get one more All-Star player, but I don't know what Cleveland's payroll is like. I don't know that you can build a team of superstars in the NBA the way the salary structure is set up. And just getting back to Kevin Durant, he said he felt like Golden State was his best chance to win a championship when he signed with the team last year. And right now, that move looks pretty good by KG.
All right. So before we go to football, let me just take you to boxing. And let me hear you react to what now seems to be that we're going to have a rematch. Anthony Joshua and Klitschko. I guess a lot of fans didn't want to see that. They probably wanted to see Joshua and someone else. But it looks like that rematch will come alive.
Well, I'm kind of surprised Vladimir Klitschko is going to take a rematch against Anthony Joshua, in that I think he really earned a lot of praise in defeat with his performance against Anthony Joshua. I have my doubts that he can duplicate his performance based on his age. I would rather see Anthony Joshua take on somebody like Deontay Wilder and really kind of solidify his championship. But that said, I could see Wembley Stadium again being the venue for a Joshua Klitschko rematch 90,000 fans. That was a huge moneymaker for the promoters in England. So from a financial aspect, it makes sense, but I don't know that it makes sense from a boxing aspect, Yemi.
All right, let's go to football and talk about your team, Bruce Arena and the boys. Uphill task trying to qualify for the World Cup. This time they'll be facing Trinidad and Tobago. So what's new with the United States team?
Well, Yemi, I think the Americans, my feeling is they're heavy favorites to win at home. The game's going to be played at Dick's Sporting Goods Park near Denver, Colorado. That's the home field of the Colorado Rapids in Major League Soccer. Trinidad and Tobago at the bottom of the qualifying group that the USA is in. I think it's a must-win match for the Americans. I think they need 3 points because right after this game against Trinidad and Tobago, they travel to Mexico City to take on their regional rival, Mexico. Mexico has dominated the Americans in Mexico City. I think they need the 3 points before they go to Mexico. Right now, they're in 4th place in their qualifying group, Yemi, which would put them in a playoff against an Asian opponent in November. But I think they can move up 1 or 2 places before this qualifying campaign is over. One quick shout out for Clint Dempsey. We'll see him in action against Trinidad and Tobago. He has 56 career goals. If he scores against Trinidad or even against Mexico on Sunday, he will tie Landon Donovan for the career all-time goal scorer for the USA. Dempsey, a great comeback story because he missed a good chunk of last year because of a heart ailment. So Dempsey is a player to watch in that qualifying match, Yemi.
A very quick one. The U team of the United States played at the Under-20 championship. How impressed were you with their performance? Well, they crashed out at some point, but how impressed were you with the performance? We also had Klinsmann's son representing the United States.
I think overall they got pretty good marks, Yemi, for their performance in South Korea. They were eliminated by Venezuela. Venezuela advanced to the final in South Korea against England. They lost in extra time to the Venezuelans. And Tab Ramos, a former player for the U.S. men's national soccer team, he heads up the under-20 squad. And I think overall he was pleased with the performance of his boys in South Korea. One other name of note, Christian Pulisic. He was, age-wise, he was eligible to play for the USA at the FIFA Under-20 World Cup. But because he's been playing so well for the national team, he decided to skip, or they thought he'd be better off in the World Cup, the main World Cup qualifying campaign for the USA.
All right, before we let you go, Sonny, let's allow you have your say. Nigeria, South Africa. Tell us your thoughts.
I like Nigeria. I like what Wale said earlier in the show that they need a good result in Uyo, and I think they will get a good result. My feeling is the Super Eagles, they've had a good preparation for this match against Bafana Bafana. I think the opening 20 minutes or so will be key. If they can get a goal early, I think that'll really help them momentum-wise. And history seems to be on the side of the Super Eagles. They have, I won't say they've had their way with South Africa, but in the series with Bafana Bafana, Nigeria has done very well, and I see them winning this weekend against South Africa.
All right, can you be bold and put a score line to your analysis?
Well, all right, I'll give a score line. I don't know how bold it is. I'll go Nigeria 3, South Africa 1 for the final. Okay,
Sonny, I'll hold you to your word. Next week, you hit the humble pie if you're wrong. But I want to thank you, Sonny, for your time. It's always nice having you with us.
Thank you, Yemi.